My name is Daniel Foster, and I drive a tow truck in rural Montana. Last month, I got a call that changed my life forever. It came in around midnight, dispatch asking me to check out an abandoned school bus on Route 43, about 30 miles outside of town. Apparently, a passing truck driver had reported it sitting there in the snow, hazards blinking. It had been snowing heavily that night, which wasn't unusual for January. My headlights caught the reflection of the bus's taillights first, two red eyes glowing in the darkness. As I pulled up behind it, something felt off. The hazard lights were blinking, but they were dim, like dying batteries. Yet when I checked the snow around the bus, there were no tire tracks, no footprints, just pristine white snow, as if the bus had dropped from the sky. The bus was an old model, probably from the 90s, painted that classic yellow but faded and rusted in places. The number on its side read number 47, but our county didn't have a bus with that number. I'd know. I'd towed for the school district plenty of times. Following protocol, I got out to check if anyone was inside. The snow crunched under my boots as I approached the driver's side window. My flashlight beam showed an empty driver's seat, but something on the window caught my attention. Frost had formed on the inside of the glass, not the outside. When I tried the door, it swung open with a creak. The interior lights flickered on automatically, which was strange considering how old this bus looked. The air inside was absolutely freezing, colder than outside, if that was possible. My breath came out in thick clouds as I stepped up. That's when I noticed the backpacks. Dozens of them, scattered across the seats, some lying in the aisle. They looked new, colorful, the kind kids use today, not vintage ones. I picked one up. The tag read Emily Martinez, grade 4. It was full of modern school books, a smartphone with a cracked screen, and a lunchbox that still felt cold. Moving down the aisle, I found more personal items: a varsity jacket, homework dated from that very day, even a warm thermos of coffee. Everything looked like the bus had been evacuated in a hurry, but again, no footprints outside. At the back of the bus, I found a piece of paper stuck to the emergency exit window. It was a crude drawing in crayon, showing the bus surrounded by what looked like swirling snow. But in the swirls, there were faces. So many faces. The radio on my belt crackled, making me jump. Through the static, I heard dispatch. Unit 17, any update on that bus? I keyed the mic. Yeah, I found it. Empty, but... That's when I noticed something that turned my blood to ice. The windows were completely frosted over now, covered in thick ice. Except the frost was forming patterns. Handprints. Small handprints. Pressing from the outside, hundreds of them. The interior lights began to flicker, and through my radio came a sound that wasn't dispatch. Children singing, faintly, a song I didn't recognize. The temperature dropped so low my fingers went numb. I ran. I've never moved so fast in my life. Made it to my truck and called the police. When they arrived 20 minutes later, the bus was gone. Just gone. No tracks showing it drove away. No evidence it was ever there except for my footprints leading to and from where it had been. The police report didn't find anything. No missing buses reported in the state. No missing children. No Emily Martinez in any nearby schools. But they did find one thing. The backpack I didn't realize I'd carried out with me. When they opened it at the station, it contained only one item. A class photo dated 1996, showing 30 smiling kids in winter clothes. On the back was written, Route 43, every winter. We're still riding. I quit my job the next day, moved to the city, but every winter I checked the local news from my old town. Last week, a truck driver reported seeing a school bus on Route 43, hazard lights blinking in the snow. Its number was 47. They say in really bad snowstorms, if you drive that stretch of Route 43 late at night, you might see those hazard lights blinking in the distance. If you do, keep driving. Don't stop to help. Because sometimes those lights aren't blinking, they're signaling. And the children waiting inside aren't children anymore.